a lot of people, a lot of kids in America grew up the way that I grew up. And what I mean by that is they were told that in order to be successful, they had to graduate high school with a good GPA. They had to get on a scholarship and go to a 4-year school for a degree, and then get said degree, and then get a job. I, like many other kids, were told, or it was reinforced to us, that this was the only path to success. And it was the only way that you were ever going to make anything of yourself. And I'm here to tell you that that is just not true. We were lied to. And we were lied to because it is in a teacher's best interest to tell you what the school board wants you to hear. Because at a much deeper level, the real owners of this country don't want you to think for yourself. But that's a whole nother video for another time. We were taught that we had to obey the system. And we had to obey these rules and these guidelines that were put in place for us. And I'm here to tell you it's just not true. With the age of the internet and how monetizable everything is now, you don't need school. School is a thing of the past. Now, I'm not saying, if you want to be a doctor or a lawyer or anything like that, a degree that requires you to go to school. I'm not saying don't go to school. In fact, I'm not telling anybody not to go to school. You do what you want to do. Some of us don't like school. I hated school. And if you don't want to go to college, don't go. It's not for everybody. It wasn't for me. And I've spent a very long time making myself feel like a failure because I didn't want to follow the traditional path that everybody follows. You're not a failure. And you're not a failure if you're still figuring out what you want to do with your life at 26, 27, 29, 30. We put these weird timelines on ourselves, like we have to have this by a certain age, this has to happen for us by this age, and it's like, just at the end of the day, just figure out what you want and go after it. Humans have this obsession with time, like it's real. It's not. And so the only thing that you really have is right now. And there's no sense in dwelling on what was. What can be unburdened by what has been. Doesn't really mean anything. It's a word salad. The only 3 things that apply to me are YouTuber, musician, clothing line owner. None of those require school. None of them. Oh, and digital nomad, of course. None of those require school. None of them. None of them require school. You don't need to go to school for any of that. So it's really all about what you want at the end of the day, because life is too short to sit around and live your life based on other people's expectations. Because let me tell you something. One day you're going to wake up at 55, in a rocking chair. You're going to be thinking about everything you could have done. I realized pretty early on, and by pretty early on, what I really mean is like this year. I am 26. One day I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be 56. And I don't want to be 56 thinking about everything I could have done, or should have done, or would have done. I don't want to be that old guy in the rocking chair telling tall tales of the past, reminiscing on what could have been if I would have took a chance. So I'm here to tell you that if you have that thing that's burning inside of you that you really want to do it. Just do it. Because I don't want you to live with any regrets. I have a few regrets, but I'm trying to minimize my regrets as much as possible. So, anyway, I just wanted to put that on you guys, you know, it's just something to think about, something to contemplate. And as always, I will see you all in the next video.